What is going on, guys? Bruin Steel here. Welcome back to another WWE broadcast. I'm your host, Bruin Steel, and I am joined by Canadian Yorker, who hasn't been with me for a while. So welcome back. So how are you doing tonight, Canadian Yorker? It's been a while.
Uh, I'm doing great, man. It's been a while. It's great to be back and talking about wrestling. I know I have been out of missing in action, but a lot has been going on. Been really busy with work, but I'm glad to be back here and talking about wrestling.
All right. So, by the way, guys, want to wish everyone a happy Halloween. But we're doing this a late Halloween Eve, so happy Halloween out there. Happy Halloween to everyone out there. And yes, we are doing our Crown Jewel 2024 pay-per-view prediction video, which is taking place. It's taking place this Saturday. November. It's taking place this Saturday, and it's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So I don't know. I probably not gonna be able to watch it since I have work, but yeah, let's get started with the Crown Jewel predictions. So let's get started. So I'm just gonna go right off the bat. So we got the men's singles match for the inaugural. We got the men's singles match for the WWE Crown Jewel Championship. So we got the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther going one on one with Cody Rhodes, the undisputed WWE Champion. So the winner will get the Crown Jewel Championship. So I would say it's a fake championship. I don't know what the whole point of this is. So Gunther versus Cody Rhodes for the Crown Jewel Championship. And like always, I'm gonna give the floor to Canadian Yorker. Share your thoughts and what's your final prediction. So you have the floor, my friend. What are your thoughts and who do you think's gonna win this Crown Jewel championship?
Wow, I mean, it is um, quite an honor to say, to kind of kick this off. I mean, Cody Rhodes versus Gunther for the championship, for the Crown Jewel Championship, and I mean, Cody's like the underdog in this one because Gunther definitely has all the size advantage. Gunther has the numbers game. Gunther has the help that all the help in the world that people can help him out. Excuse me. Cody Rhodes is alone. Um, Cody Rhodes can definitely beat Gunther because he has beaten Gunther before in the past. Um, I definitely think
No, they
that
added.
Cody Rhodes
This is
can.
their first matchup.
It's their first matchup.
Yeah, they
Well,
never. Yeah.
Cody Rhodes definitely is good. Cody Rhodes beat Gunther in the Royal Rumble though, and defeated him twice. So, but this is the actual first matchup of them going toe to toe with one another in the ring. Um, it's it's kind of I'm not gonna say it's just like a 60-40 decision. Some people might be favoring Gunther over Cody Rhodes. Um, I definitely do believe that Cody has it in him to because Cody needs this. Cody needs somebody who's gonna push him, past his limits, and Gunther is the perfect person to do that. Gunther is the perfect candidate for that. Because Cody's been wrapped up with the bloodline storyline, and Cody's been getting stale. But Gunther is fresh blood for Cody, so I definitely believe that. I'm gonna take Cody Rhodes on this and say Cody Rhodes is getting the Crown Jewel Championship over Gunther.
All right. So this one's a tough one. I just feel like Cody's that champion that can fight, and then Gunther is the one that's dangerous. Like Gunther's a hell of a wrestler, so this is gonna be one hell of a match. But I just feel like my gut is telling me that Kevin Owens might get involved and try to cost Cody Rhodes the match, and I feel like that could happen. Since Kevin Owens has a grudge against Cody, I can feel like Kevin's gonna try to cost Cody this match, and I can see it happening. Um, But I just feel like maybe Randy could get involved maybe and try to stop Kevin. But I mean, it's tough to say. But I think Cody is good enough to win this Crown Jewel Championship. So I just feel like picking Cody might be risky because Gunther. When was the last time we saw Gunther lose a match? I think it was it WrestleMania against Sammy? I don't even remember, man. It's like it's been so long, but I think Cody Rhodes is capable of beating Gunther, but I think Kevin Owens will try to get involved in this match. And It's a risky pick, but I think I'm gonna go with Gunther. But I mean, it's anything can happen though. But for now, I have a strange feeling that Gunther's gonna win. But I'm gonna go for Cody Rhodes. I think Cody Rhodes is gonna be good enough. I mean, Gunther's gonna try to put the sleeper hold on Cody. Gunther have beaten Randy Orton, so you can't count Gunther out. So I think that Cody will get the win. So I'm locking my pick in. I think Cody Rhodes will defeat Gunther to win the Crown Jewel Championship. Um, so yeah,
So
we both
I
picked
just wanted to
Cody Rhodes to defeat Gunther. So this is gonna be interesting if we're both wrong. Um, I mean, like I said, it could go either way, but we just have to find out who wins. Um, all right. So
yeah,
moving on, we
I
got
just
the
wanted to make a
women's.
point that
Yeah.
um
Uh, Go ahead.
that's how I just wanted to make a quick point that you mentioned the point about Gunther using that sleeper hold. That is very, very deadly move. That once he gets a hold of you, he's not gonna let go. And Cody is shorter than Gunther, and I mean, I could say Cody can definitely do Gunther. Cody has faced Brock Lesnar 3 times in a row and beat him 2 out of those 3 times. Okay, I mean, if Cody can beat Brock Lesnar, Cody can beat Gunther. But I do think Gunther definitely is the more dangerous. I mean, Gunther and Brock Lesnar are both dangerous wrestlers. Uh, you know, but I think Cody's gonna definitely pull out. So,
All right, so moving on, we got the women's side of this whole Crown Jewel Championship. We got the women's World Heavyweight Champion Liv Morgan facing off against Nia Jax, who's the current women's champion. So Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax, they know each other really well. They have faced off against one time. The last time they faced off, Liv Morgan actually defeated Nia Jax. So long time history between Liv and Nia Jax. But this is interesting. You got two heels. You got two heels going at it for the title for the Crown Jewel Championship. This is gonna be interesting. But Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax, winner takes the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Canadian Yorker, you have the floor. What are your thoughts? I think I already know who you're gonna choose. So what is your prediction? What are your thoughts?
who I'm choosing. I'm choosing Liv Morgan to pull out and get the win over Nia Jax. Well, let's just be honest. Let's be honest. Nia Jax can definitely just demolish. She can absolutely she if she since the Booger is going 1-on-one against Nia Jax once she if she gets her hands on Liv Morgan, it's game over for Liv Morgan. And I'm not gonna to discredit Nia Jax's formidability in the ring, her toughness in the ring. I mean, she's a very tough opponent to take down. Um, she, uh, Rhea Ripley had a hard time taking her down. Raquel Rodriguez had a hard time taking her down. I mean, can we name the other list of opponents who had a hard time taking her down? Liv Morgan, though, um, you know, has beaten her before, and she has the help of Raquel Rodriguez. But with these two ladies, you're gonna need a lot more help than just two people to take down Raquel Rodriguez, and of course she has your girl Tiffany Stratton, who's there helping her as backup. So this is gonna be a tough one for Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to overcome. But I do think that Liv Morgan can definitely get the win over Nia Jax. They also have the Judgment Day with them too. So Um, we'll have to see what happens. Well. Nia Jax does have pretty deadly there to help her. So, so it's kind of a toss up, but I definitely think Liv Morgan is going to be
So
pulling
you're
out
locking
with
your
the
pick.
win.
Liv Morgan should defeat Nia Jax.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my final pick. Yes.
So this is my thoughts. So first off, I want to mention Tiffany Stratton. So perfect opportunity for Tiffany Stratton to cash in right here. You got the world heavyweight champion and obviously Nia Jax going at it. And, this is the perfect opportunity to cash in. But the question is Tiffany Stratton going to do that? Because, what's so good about this is because both champions are going to be there and one of them is going to be down after the match. So, I mean, obviously, if Liv is down, Nia is gonna persuade her to cash in on Liv, but what if Nia is down and that you see what I'm saying? But it's like I'm not sure what's gonna happen. But here's the thing though, if you guys haven't seen NXT, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez brutally assaulted Rhea Ripley, putting her out of action. So Rhea Ripley got attacked by Raquel and Liv, and looking at this, there's a slight chance that Rhea Ripley could cost Liv the Crown Jewel Championship. I think that could be the case, guys. I think Rhea Ripley comes back, and I think she costs Liv Morgan the Crown Jewel Championship. I think Rhea, for some odd reason, will help Nia Jax as redemption against Liv. So, but the thing is, like, I think obviously Dominic Mysterio is gonna try to help Liv. Dominic Dominic Mysterio is gonna be there. Tiffany Stratton's gonna be there. It's gonna be absolute chaos. But I think the whole story to this is I definitely think you're building up Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan to WrestleMania. I just feel like that could be the case. But I just feel like Rhea Ripley could cost Liv, and I think that's gonna happen. I think for some reason, I think Rhea comes back and costs Liv this match. So and then knowing Nia Jax, she's dangerous. She can make you. It just she's a hard hitting woman that hurts. Yeah, I know. So, but I feel like Rhea will cost Liv in this one, and I think that maybe Dom and the Judgment Day will try to stop her. I wouldn't be surprised if Damien Priest gets involved. But we have to see what happens. But I am locking my pick in. I think Rhea Ripley costs Liv Morgan in this match. I mean, I could be wrong because Rhea Ripley's injury looks not good. She might be out for a bit, but you never know. She might come out in crutches or a bit, braces on her neck or something. That's where the injury happened. She could come out with braces on her neck and still cost Liv. Um, but I'm locking my pick in. I am picking Nia Jax to defeat Liv Morgan to become the Crown Jewel Championship. So yeah, I'm locking in my pick, Nia Jax. So I picked Nia Jax and you picked Liv Morgan. So we have to see what happens. So yeah,
Yeah. I also just want to throw in the fact that um, Nia Jax could have her could be costed a chance to get the Crown Jewel championship by I think Bailey. Is Bailey still feuding with Nia Jax? I mean, Bailey could be getting involved and costing Nia Jax the opportunity to get the championship.
yeah,
I
I
mean, we
don't.
don't know. There's just so many variables that could
Yeah.
come out of this.
All right, so yeah, so that will do it for the Crown Jewel Championship. I really don't know the point of this championship. I think it's called a fake championship if I had to describe it. But moving on, these matches are gonna get interesting. So the next match we got Seth freaking Rollins going 1-on-1 with the monster Bronson Reed. So obviously, we saw Bronson Reed take out Seth Rollins months ago with the seven tsunamis, and then Seth Rollins costing Bronson Reed was in the last Monster standing against Braun Strowman, and then they just start brawling and brawling. And then yeah, Adam Pearce made this match official, and then we saw recently this past Monday we saw Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed brawl in a parking lot, which led Seth Rollins to be rushed to a hospital. So we don't know what the condition is on Seth freaking Rollins. So we have to see come Saturday. So Seth freaking Rollins versus Bronson Reed is gonna be a hell of a dogfight. But man, Bronson Reed is huge. I'll be scared to get into the ring for him with him. So Canadian Yorker, you're on the. I'm giving you the floor. Seth freaking Rollins versus Bronson Reed. What are your thoughts and what is your prediction?
I think for as far as Seth Rollins' opponents, this is kind of a tough one because I know Seth Rollins could definitely pull out a win from this and get and become the winner from this because if there is a mistake that is made that Bronson Reed makes against Seth Rollins, then Seth Rollins is definitely going to capitalize on that mistake. And you know, Seth Rollins went through a lot at WrestleMania. He suffered a back injury. He was out for some time. There's a lot that happened between WrestleMania and when he got back from WrestleMania, Johnson Reed instantly, took him out, and he was, doing his thing. Um, so we don't really know the whole status of Seth Rollins' situation. Um, as for Bronson Reed, um, I would I would say he has been on a tear. He has been on a tear, and he's been doing a lot of damage and establishing himself as a top heel in uh in 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 on Raw. So I think that it's kind of tough to say, but I think I'm picking Seth Rollins to get the win because I know Seth Rollins can definitely pull it off. So I think I'm going with Seth Rollins on this one.
You're locking in
That's my
Seth
final pick.
Rollins to beat Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. So I just feel bad for Seth getting manhandled by Bronson Reed. It's like it's bad, but this is the thing though. It's like Bronson Reed. Like, what are you made out of? So we saw Monday Night Raw with those two brawling in the parking lot. Seth Rollins actually hit a curb stomp on Bronson Reed on the hood of the car, and he still got up from that. So that looks was not that was insane. Like I thought Bronson Reed was done, but he got up after Seth Rollins hit a super stomp Bronson Reed on the hood of the car, but Bronson Reed just didn't feel anything. And after he bulldozed Seth through the table, he just got up like it was nothing. Like he didn't get hurt, only Seth got hurt. So it's like, what the fuck are you made of? But I just feel like, I mean, I could say Bronson Reed could win and Seth Rollins can just take a break. I just feel like Seth Rollins returning from that seven tsunamis is just too fast. I just feel like he deserves like a longer break. But I could say that Bronson Reed defeats Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins takes a break. He needs to break, man. Like he's just putting his body into it's just horrible. Like it's just but I just feel like Seth Rollins, usually the guy that just keeps going down ends up winning a match. But I feel like Seth Rollins a fighter. I feel like he can get the job done. But Bronson Reed gets up after a stomp. That's just like insane. Like if that happens in this match, what is Seth Rollins gonna do? I mean, he hit a Seth Rollins once. If you guys don't remember, Seth freaking Rollins faced off against Omos one time, and Seth Rollins hit a stomp from the top rope on Omos. Seth Rollins can do that on Bronson Reed and probably win, but we have to see what happens. But I think Seth can get the job done. I actually think Seth can get the job done. Bronson could win to get a push, beating Seth Rollins, but Bronson could beat Seth here. I'm not gonna lie, it could go either way. But I'm locking my pick in. I am picking Seth Rollins to defeat Bronson Reed. I think I wouldn't say it's a risky pick. I don't know. Like I said, Bronson could win too as well. But yeah, I am picking Seth freaking Rollins to defeat Bronson Reed, and Canadian Yorker is also picking Seth Rollins to beat Bronson Reed. Um, all right. Anything else before we move on?
Um, Yeah, I was just gonna say there's a reason why a heavyweight division is called a heavyweight division, and Bronson Reed is definitely more like a heavyweight, and almost was also sort of a heavyweight. Um, so it just makes sense. You have a shorter guy going after a taller person, a bigger person, and of course, if Seth Rollins is hitting his curb stomps, it's going to take a lot more than one curb stomp to put down Bronson Reed, because Bronson Reed is a lot bigger and stronger than he is, and you know, but at the same time, you know, Seth Rollins has to definitely find a creative way to put him down. So that's the best thing you can do.
All right, so moving on. All right, moving on. We got Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. One-on-one match. Obviously, Randy Orton asked for this match, so obviously there's history between Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, once best friends. So Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens in a singles match. I'm giving you the floor. What are your thoughts on this match, and what is your prediction, Canadian Yorker?
He said Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Man, I'm not gonna say it's a tough one. I'll probably go with Randy Orton, but um, I'm going to have to pick Kevin Owens to get this one because Kevin Owens is, you know, he has been a tag team partner of Randy Orton, and they fought against the Bloodline, and they fought against Austin Theory um, and Austin Theory and that tag team. But the thing is, Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens is just fed up with being with Randy Orton, and and Kevin Owens is also fed up with Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton is connected to Cody. So I think in a sense it makes sense how uh, Kevin Owens is going after Randy because he wants to take out Randy so he can get to Cody because Cody, I mean Kevin Owens has a reason to be upset because Cody Rhodes teamed up with Roman Reigns of all people, which is just completely shocking to Kevin. That Kevin would never ever expect Cody to just join up with his arch nemesis. So in that sense, Cody has a reason. Kevin. I think I'm picking Kevin to get the win over Randy.
All right, so for me, I just feel like, I mean, this is gonna be interesting. I mean, there's definitely gonna be talks about this match. I just feel like Randy could win this because it's gonna be more pressure to Kevin. I feel like Kevin's gonna be a more of a dangerous heel. So I think they could. I just feel like people are saying that, oh, this is all sounds so weird. People are thinking that Randy Orton and Kevin Owens are actually together, like they're just faking it. They're just like teammates. They're gonna turn heel together on Cody. But I feel like Randy could win here. I just feel like Randy is good enough to beat Kevin. I think Kevin's gonna get pissed off, maybe attack Randy after the match. But I think it's gonna be a close match. But at the end, I think I'm gonna take Randy in this one. I think Randy actually win this one. I think Randy defeats Kevin in this one actually. So I'm locking my pick in. I am picking Randy Orton to defeat Kevin Owens, and maybe that's gonna give Kevin Owens a more push of a heel, maybe in the future. But we have to see what happens. Like I said, people are saying that it looks pretty, weird to see them. The people's like, oh, before people are saying, oh, Randy Orton and Kevin's gonna turn heel together and be like a tag team heel team and turn on Cody. But we have to see what happens. But I'm taking Randy Orton in this one to defeat Kevin Owens. So I got Randy and Canadian Yorker got Kevin Owens in this one. So yeah, all right, so moving on, we got a triple threat match for the United States Championship. This is going to be a banger of a match. We got LA Knight defending the United States Championship against Andrade and Carmella Hayes. So Carmella Hayes, LA Knight, and Andrade in a triple threat match for the United States title. So Canadian Yorker, you have the floor. What are your thoughts on this triple threat match, and what is your prediction?
this is interesting. LA Knight's defending the title against Carmelo Hayes, and on Friday, um, I, my gut is telling me LA Knight's retaining. Um, but I think this is going to be interesting because Andrade hasn't really had a chance to get a shot at a championship yet. Now he's getting it. Carmelo Hayes has the chance to get his first ever championship belt, and he's really been pushed to become the best that he is, and he's still growing in that capacity. And Lalo Knight, he hasn't had a championship in years, so now he's a champion. So I think that LA Knight will be the one retaining his championship. Um, in this regard, because I think a lot of people still love LA Knight, and I don't really see LA Knight just losing just yet because he's had it ever since he won it at WrestleMania. He's been defending his title, so it makes sense that he can retain his title a little longer before he loses it. So I'm definitely picking LA Knight to retain his championship.
So you're locking in LA Knight to retain the United States Championship.
I'm locking in LA Knight.
All right. So, for my prediction, yeah, you obviously know that these men have beef up against each other. Like Carmelo Hayes has beef with Andrade, and I mean LA Knight has beef with Andrade. LA Knight kind of have that beef with Carmelo Hayes, so it's gonna be a bloodbath. I feel like it's gonna go ham. It's gonna be a hell of a matchup. But I feel like, I mean, the question is, can Andrade or Carmelo Hayes really win this match? I mean, it's triple threat. That means no disqualification, so anything can happen. I mean, that means that someone who hates LA Knight could cost them. You never know what can happen. So, Carmelo Hayes, I like what Carmelo. I mean, don't get me wrong. Carmelo Hayes is kind of annoying to me, but I mean, I like what he's been doing on SmackDown. I mean, he got some magic, but I mean, I just feel like he needs a push. I mean, it'll be shocking. I'll be shocked if Carmelo Hayes actually wins the U.S. title. I mean, is Carmelo Hayes really due for a title? I mean, he was NXT champion when he was on NXT. So but is he really? Can he really win a mid title like the United States championship? And Andrade, that's gonna be interesting if Andrade was a wins the United States champion. I think he was United States champion before as a heel. So this is gonna be interesting if Andrade is gonna win. But I just feel like LA Knight can hold on to the title a little bit longer. I think that's gonna be a really close match. But yeah, I agree. I think LA Knight's gonna hold on to the title a little bit longer. But I think that LA Knight will retain. So I'm locking my pick in. I am picking LA Knight to retain his United States Championship in this triple threat match. So me and Canadian Yorker has chosen LA Knight to retain his United States Championship. I mean, I could see LA Knight hold on to the title until like maybe WrestleMania, maybe. But before we go on, any thoughts? Any more thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you that LA Knight is definitely going to be retaining his title a little longer. I mean, we had a whole year of Logan Paul holding on to a title and not really defending his title much. That happened, but now we have a better champion. We have a better champion now in LA Knight who's been defending his title consistently. Um, but Andrade can definitely win back and become a champion again. Carmelo Hayes definitely has it in him to win the United States Championship because he was champion before on NXT. So, um, it's also a great booster for Carmelo Hayes because um, he was really good on NXT. I mean, with him being there, eventually you get if we eventually get Trick Williams also on SmackDown. I mean, man, we're gonna see some banging matches between Mello and Trick Williams on
I mean,
SmackDown.
that's
So
already
that's
happened
gonna be
though.
really
Like
fun to
Trick
see.
Williams and Carmelo Hayes, that already happened, man. But we'll see what happens. But moving on, we got a huge fatal four-way match, tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. So a fatal four-way tag team match for the tag team titles. So we got Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defending those women's tag team championships against Damage Control, Kairi Sane, and Io Sky versus the Meta Four, Lash Legend and Jakara, who are from NXT, versus Chelsea Green and Pippa Nivens. So, what are your thoughts on this Fatal Four Way, and what is your prediction?
You serious? They're back in the mix of the tag team championships.
Ooh,
So Sabin and Pimple Evans.
unfortunately,
Okay, all right. Wow. So your Sky, Kyrie Sane, Damage Control. Man, they have a better chance.
yeah,
They
and the
they can
two girls,
definitely win the championship.
Metaphor, Lash
Um,
Legend, who supposedly be Trick Williams' girlfriend, and Jakara, who are on NXT, versus the
yeah.
Chelsea Green and Pimpernivin. So yeah,
I honestly I don't know if Last Legend could definitely win the
yeah,
championship, but
I don't
I
think
don't see
they're
them
not gonna
doing
win.
it
I'll be
just yet.
shocked if the NXT girls win the tag team titles. I don't think it's gonna happen though.
Yeah, that would be shocking if they did win. And if Bianca Belair and right now Bianca and Belair, the only real threat for Bianca and Jade is Damage Control.
Yeah,
Damage Control are the real because they're really good. They're a really good tag team. Kyrie Sane and Io Sky, and we know this because they won it before. Well, Io Sky was women's heavyweight champion, and Kairi Sane was a former tag team champion with Asuka. So, um, I mean, man, it is. I'm definitely picking. I definitely have to say, Bianca and Jade have been dominant as tag team champions. Um, yeah, they have been doing really well together. But they have lost before in the past in a fatal four way before because they lost to
it was a triple
uh,
threat. It was a
Isla
triple
Dawn
threat.
and Fire.
It was a triple threat, not a fatal
That was a
four.
triple threat, right? So,
So who are you picking?
so I'm definitely I'm picking uh
Don't.
no, I'm not picking. I'm picking Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill to retain the championships. And yeah, that's what I'm picking. But
So
I
you're
do
locking in
think
your
in my
so you're
second
locking in
in
your
my
pick.
head.
You're locking in your pick, Jade and Bianca to retain.
Ah, this is kind of tough. I think Damage Control could win it. They could win it in my head. But
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna
thing
go with
is,
Bianca and
like,
Jade.
you think Jade and Bianca lost a triple threat match? Imagine what would happen in this fatal four way. Um, so
Ah,
who are you picking, man?
oh man. Unless I'm picking with Jade and Bianca to retain.
So for me, this is just like Jade and Bianca's their titles. I'm just gonna say this: their titles are at risk. Like they already lost a triple threat to Alba Fire and it's a dog. I mean, now this is a fatal four way. So, I mean, I swear to God, if Chelsea Green and Piper Nimbus win, they could just shove those titles up there or whatever. But like please don't put the titles back on them, please. I beg you, Triple H, don't. Um, uh, um, and we all know the metal. It's either between for me. It's either between Bianca and Jade or Damage Control. I feel like it's gonna be interesting to see Damage Control with the tag team titles again, but this time as a face team. But it's like I'll be pissed off if Chelsea Green and Pippa Nivens wins. Like what the fuck? And then Metaphor, if they win, I'll be actually I wouldn't be disappointed. I'll be really shocked if Metaphor wins. I mean, I seen what they can do I seen what they can do on NXT. They got talent. So they're definitely worthy of coming to the main roster. I mean, I can imagine them coming to the main roster once they win the titles, but I mean, they can just go like literally go back and forth. We've seen Becky Lynch go back and forth when she won the Women's NXT Championship. She went back and forth from Raw to NXT. We saw Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin win NXT tag team titles or whatever it was. What was it? Baron Corbin won a title and he went back and forth. I don't remember what it was. But it's done before, going back and forth to different brands. But I mean, I could see. I mean, this is tough actually, but it's like I would like to see what it's like to have damage control as like tag team champions as a face, because last time we saw them they were in that damage control heel group. So, um, but then Bianca and Jade are dominant. But you know, what if I take a risky pick and pick Metaphor? Oh my god, that'd be so bad. And I'm sure not picking Chelsea Green and Pimper. Um, I might actually take a risk here. I think it's due for a run. I think I like to see Damage Control. I mean, they're Kyrie Sane and Io Sky's a dangerous duel, and I mean they could win, they could not. I've been kind of wrong with my picks with Jade and Bianca lately, but I mean like I can go for the risk, but I think that what, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm locking my pick in. I am taking the risk. I am picking Damage Control to win the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. So I think Damage Control wins this. I think Jade and Bianca comes close, but I think Damage Control could steal it here. So that's where I'm going with. I am making I would say a risk pick, but I am picking Kairi Sane and Io Sky to win this Fatal 4-Way to win the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Because correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Asuka and Kairi Sane that were tag team championship. I don't think Io was.
Yep,
So I
yep,
think
yep.
that Io and
That was the
Kairi
last
makes a
time.
good
Yep.
team. And yeah, I am taking that. I'm risking that pick. I'm going all in. I am locking my pick in with Damage Control to win the tag team titles, the women's tag team titles. So if I'm right, I'll be shocked. But I mean, any thoughts before we go to the last match?
I can respect that pick. The damage control, they are second. They're probably the second best team, the most dangerous team that can take the tag team titles off Bianca and Jade. Um, I could definitely respect that if they win. I'd be like, okay, sure, but Bianca and Jade are the most dominant team right now, and I think this is what Bianca's third or fourth team. This is her third or fourth title defense as far as with the tag team partner, because she's never really won a tag team
Yeah, I
championship
might be
before.
wrong.
So,
Jade and Bianca,
um,
I could definitely see them winning, but I could probably, knowing that Bianca and Jade has struggled in like that triple threat match. I mean, imagine how they would struggle in this fatal 4-Way. So
yeah, they could definitely lose because they're not facing one team, but because they're not really good at the numbers game. That's
I swear
probably a
to God,
weakness for them. With damage control,
If
could
Chelsea
definitely
and
take
Pimper
advantage.
wins, oh God, no, please. All right, so moving on to, I mean, there's been talk about this that this was going to be the main event. I actually want to see Cody versus Gunther as the main event, but if this, it's probably going to be the main event, I don't know. But the last match, we got a six-man tag team match. We got the old original Bloodline. We got Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and Jay Uso versus the Bloodline. The Bloodline right now. We got Roman Reigns and the Usos, Jay Uso and Jimmy Uso versus Solo Sokola, Tamatanga, or against or Tonga Lola or Jacob Fatu. So they have to decide who teams up with Solo and Tamatanga. So big Bloodline Civil War, the beginning of the Bloodline Civil War, right here. Six-man tag team match: Roman Reigns, Jay Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo against the Solo Sokola, Tamatanga, and the third person will either be Tonga Lola or Jacob Fatu. Um, so, what are your thoughts on this, and what is your prediction?
Uh, this is. I'm gonna say that it. it makes more sense that this is not the first. This is not Roman Reigns and the Usos' first rodeo, because so they have like a way more experience and way more. They know exactly what to do in this 6 man. It's like a tag 6 man steel cage match or something.
No, it's
So,
just a regular six-man tag team match.
oh well, if it's a regular 6 man tag, I'm gonna say that man, Solo Sokoa and the new Bloodline are not prepared for this, because Roman Reigns and the Usos have been doing this for 4 years now. They know exactly what to do. Um, I'm gonna pick Roman and the Usos to get the win. But then again, they don't have Jacob Fatu on their side, so
It's
it
either
makes
it's
sense
they
that
will. So it's either gonna be Tangaloa or Jacob Fatu to be that third man. So we don't know who's it's going to be. So
yeah. Whew.
all right. So you're locking your
Man,
picking.
this
You're
is
picking Roman and the Usos to win.
You know what? I will pick Roman and the Usos to win because I mean, they have definitely won 6 man tag team matches before. They've never lost a 6 man tag team match, as far as I know. They've been doing this for 4 years. Roman Reigns defended his title how many times, and he fought in the 6 man tag team match, not for his title, but um, I would say I'm definitely gonna pick Roman Reigns and the Usos to get the win over over Solo and the and the OG and the Bloodline. So
All
yeah,
right. So this is my issue. Obviously, we know that these guys are going to go head to head in the Survivor Series War Games. I just feel like this war has to be more of a storyline. I just feel like Jey Uso will not. I think Jey Uso will still have his issues with Roman Reigns, and obviously Roman Reigns will have issues with Jey Uso too as well. So I feel like that's going to have issues in this six-man tag team match. They might have disagreements in this tag team match that will cost them. But I think it's ideal. I mean, because I feel like it's ideal for the new bloodline to win this because obviously the storyline going into Survivor Series War Games. So I think it's ideal to for maybe Roman to get pinned by Solo or something like that. That's gonna lead up to maybe Sammy coming back, maybe leading to. Obviously, I said this before. We obviously know that it's going to be the OG bloodline versus the new bloodline. So they're obviously this isn't going to be the only time they're going to meet. So I think like the best way to do this is to have the new bloodline beat the OG bloodline, and then maybe Survivor Series War Games, you have the OG bloodline win the whole War Games. Um, so you might see the new bloodline. You might see the new bloodline. Win this, and then you can see Sami Zayn coming out. Well, the bloodline attacking the. I can see Solo's group attacking Roman, Jay, and Jimmy after the match, and maybe we see Paul Heyman return. Maybe we see Sammy come and help. Maybe, but if you guys don't know, this past Monday night on Raw, we saw Sami Zayn in the parking lot talking to Solo Sokola in the car. So people are scratching their heads and saying, is Sammy actually going to betray Jay, Jimmy, and Roman and Joy Solo's side? Because we saw Sami Zayn talk to Solo Sikoa in the parking lot in a behind the scene video. So, like I said, this Bloodline storyline has been absolute amazing. But I'm going to go ahead and lock my pick in. I am picking the new Bloodline. I am picking Solo Sikoa's group to beat Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Jimmy. I just feel like that's the perfect storyline to lead up to Survivor Series War Games. And I think Solo could pin Roman right here. I think that's the best option, and then that's just going to lead to that War Games match. But I'm locking in the current Bloodline to win, beating the OG Bloodline. So, any thoughts before we end this video?
yeah, I definitely think you're right. The new Bloodline could definitely win against the OG Bloodline. and that could also be for another factor that we're not considering, the fact that The Rock also came back. And if The Rock is the one that's going to be coming after, uh, uh, coming after Roman Reigns, because The Rock probably wants that title of tribal chief. Okay, so because it has been floated around the internet that The Rock is going to be facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. So this is another build up for The Rock facing Roman
Yeah.
at
The question I
WrestleMania,
have is,
which
do
makes
you
it
think
interesting.
Cody? Sorry. My question is like, do you think Cody Rhodes will be part of the War Games match with Roman?
No, I don't think so,
I think I
because
think I
I
think Cody's
I
gonna
think he
join them.
could.
I think Cody's gonna join them because they're right next to each other on the Survivor Series working poster. Cody's got to be involved in Survivor Series somehow.
Yeah,
I think that Cody could be one of the members, and then maybe Sammy. That'd be interesting, but we have to see what happens. Cody has a, Cody has a beef with like the Bloodline too, and maybe you saw The Rock come out at Bad Blood and staring down both Cody and Roman. So yeah, time will tell. So
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that Cody could be one of the members at the same time, but Cody has problems going on with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, and with if Cody could be taken out by Kevin Owens right there, okay, and then Randy Orton is also, we have, a suspect to turn on Cody Rhodes sometime in the future for him teaming up with Roman Reigns, and those guys don't like Roman Reigns whatsoever. But Sami Zayn is suspect also, because he could turn on Cody and on those guys. And if Sami Zayn does actually turn on the on Jay, Jimmy, and Roman, and if you have Paul Heyman come back, I mean that's going to be a shocking scene right there with Sami Zayn joining the new bloodline, and that would make it interesting, you know, with that storyline right there.
all
So.
right, yep, all right. So that would do it for our Crown Jewel 2024 prediction video. Be sure to check it out this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. If you're on the Pacific Coast. But my name is Bruin Stills. Thank you guys for watching. This is Canadian Yorker. Good to see you back, buddy. It's been a while, so great for you to join me. But be sure to check out Canadian Yorker's YouTube channel. The link will be in the description of this video, as well as our WWE Wrestling Bros channel, which I've been uploading.